Yes, you see the design work, but not the actual functionality.
I hear some sadness in your... Is there some sadness?
It's nice to be in the shadows.
Welcome back to Launch Time. Putti's very own podcast. Yay! Confetti all over. I came in here with big energy because I was super excited about this very episode. And I know I say that all the time, but you know what it is? This is the first time ever that I am accompanied by this guy, his debut on YouTube and his first time ever on a podcast. And so that's really exciting. Today I am graced by the great Ivan. Yay! You could say something. Wow.
Nice. Let's get this started.
Just get right into it. Is that how you do stuff? You just get right into it.
Yeah.
Aside from being a Bond villain on the weekends, Ivan actually does some things here at Putti. Hey man, can you tell us a few things that you do here at Putti? The core stuff.
These days it's mostly code reviewing and design database structure, this kind of stuff. Kind of boring, not much code writing anymore.
Okay, and let me add a little dimension here. Yeah. He makes it sound like he's like super bored or super boring like what he's doing. But there are a few things about Ivan that not a lot of people know. First of all, right now Ivan is barefoot. Fact number two, every time we see each other, he just insults me. That's his jam. Third, he's a chef. Master chef level, actually. Like his master craft cooking. Oh my God. And then fact number four, he's like a sailor. He sails. When you look at him, you're like, what? He sails? He sails? How do you do it all, man? How are you able to do it all?
What you mean? Just get on the boat and sail.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Well, how do you cook such great things?
At home, not on the boat. It's better kitchen at home.
So what do you cook on the boat?
Usually barbecue. We do catch some fish once in a while.
You do? Is it any good? Like a puffer fish?
Puffer?
A puffer fish?
No.
All that, the dynamics of your life, and then you do such a boring job, okay? But is it important?
Well, I hope it's important.
Oh, what happens if it's not done right anyway?
Yeah, some server crash, some data leaks, people lose stuff.
Server crash, data leaks, people lose stuff. They sound like really important things.
Yeah, well, it is kind of important.
Talk to the non-techie guy here. Anytime there's a leak on the internet, like one of these apps or these companies has a leak, that's a server-side issue.
Well, it's not properly protected database, but yeah.
Not properly protected database. And that's one of the things that you do here. You make sure that databases are protected.
Yeah.
That it has the right protection.
Yes. And server doesn't expose too much from database. Server reads from database and give it to you to see.
So you're saying, let me ask you this. The projects that we do here at Putti, so mainly we do apps, we do software, we do, in a general sense, we do ERP, we do middleware. All of these things has that side of work.
Of course.
So thereby, would you say that backend or server side is foundational?
Yeah.
Is it most of the time that when you experience an error on the app, as an example, does that mean usually there's an issue in the backend or certainly something's happening in the backend of it?
Could be, but also could be a network problem, which is more often, actually.
Could be network problem, could be code, could be database. So is the code more important than the database or database more important than the code?
Well, you can't have one without the other, so...
So they're like symbiotic?
Yeah.
So kind of like you and me?
Yeah.
Best friend. Doesn't know it, doesn't admit it, doesn't think about it, but we are, right?
Yeah, whatever you say.
Bring it back. So all of these things rely on a database, and this is kind of your main area. In Putti, this is what you kind of handle all the time with these types of projects. So assumptively, I'm the customer, I come to Putti, I have an app idea we agree to do a project together, whatever the idea may be. Maybe a marketplace, a matching kind of app.
Facebook, but better.
Facebook, but better, or even like an instant messaging kind of app or a video calling app, whatever. There is a server-side part of the job in that project. Now tell us, where does that normally happen in terms of the stages of the project? Does the type of work start on the first month and you know?
Project starts with wireframes.
Yeah, let's assume.
Database follows close by.
So it's almost synchronous to the design. So you already start on the database.
Yes, because you need to reflect the data in the wireframes back in database.
Right.
So we can save it, display it.
Right. And then the code manages the interaction between the database and the front end, the UI, right?
Yep.
I know some things. All right. I can speak this language. Awesome.
Yeah, one or two things. Not too many.
Okay, so it usually happens at the beginning. So what to be able to do that part of the job, what do we really need to understand from people with ideas or people bringing the project to us? What do we need to understand from them?
Mostly what kind of information they want to manipulate. So what they want to store, collect from users.
So basically what we're taking in from the users and how that is to be organized in terms of how it's going to be displayed, or how it's going to be kind of...
Well, how it will work, the whole thing. Yeah, because you have plenty of information in database that is not directly visible on the app or in the browser. It's just backend stuff that handles transactions and this kind of stuff.
Right, so you design, the team then implements that structure, and then as they build code to basically make the app or the program come to life, you manage that as well. Tell me about that. What's a day-to-day in that part, in that area?
Yeah, so I usually try to arrange the task sequence, like scheduling, so none of the developers get blocked by someone else, like everyone has something to do. So keep people busy.
Keep people busy. No wonder it gets really annoying. So anyway, you make sure that work is allocated across the team. Well, let's say I'm super effective and efficient at what I do and I'm smashed it all on a Tuesday. Then you give me more stuff. That's...
Yeah, the faster you work, the more tasks you get. That's how it works.
Wow. Wow. Is there cheese at the end of this tunnel? Is there light at the end of the tunnel?
I don't know. I don't talk money. I talk time.
Does it make your life harder if I come in as a customer and I have no clarity on the user journey? Or that's totally separate from...
Yeah, so this depends on the customer. If the customer is ready to listen, we can guide him through the process. So the customer at the end gets whatever they want, or probably more than expected, but yeah.
Right, and so let's assume I have clarity on the user journeys, the user stories. I know what the users can do. I can't name them. I could just say, oh, they should be able to log in. They should be able to click this, do that, do this, do that. So I have clarity there, so tick, good.
Yeah.
Because that then allows you to figure out what information we need to take in from the customer, right? Or from the user. And that then defines the design of the database, etc.
Yes.
If I came in with the user journey, great. If I came in with a clear business model, does that help in any way? How does it help? Like if I'm like, okay, Ivan, this app is gonna build this user that way and it's gonna do it that way for the other type of user, and then how they're gonna interact is this. That helps?
Yeah, so we usually need to have a bit further chat on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, at the end, we just make it happen. This one is kind of in the initial phases, so it's more like preparation for the project when we clarify this kind of stuff.
Right.
Once we get into the wireframes, all this should be clear.
Right. So I would imagine that your direct involvement in a project is quite heavy, especially at the beginning, because you're giving structure to an otherwise shapeless kind of idea. It's a loose concept and you're grounding it with tables. That's quite challenging, right? Because you're getting something abstract and you're concretizing it in logical formats so that technology can be built. Pretty darn amazing, man. So that sounds like it's heavy at the beginning, and then as it goes, you are involved in maintaining the cadence of the project. Do you have involvement towards the end, like in terms of UAT, quality, etc. stages? Are you still involved in that?
Not that much at that stage. That's more like for QA team.
More QA team. What about when an app is launched and it's live? What's your involvement like?
I just release the server.
And you're just cheering at the back.
Yeah.
Go team.
No, moved next project.
So if you must know, Ivan's been doing this in Putti for what, 8 years, 7 years?
In April will be 10 years.
In April will be 10 years. And what he does is absolutely foundational. Kind of dictates the structure of all these things that you interact with on your phone or on your computer. It is a pretty important foundational thing that we do. It's one of those things too that as a customer, clients or users don't really get to see. This is kind of if you bought a house, it'd be like the beams, it's that integral, but like you hardly see those things. And what you appreciate more is the color of the house and the decorations of the house.
Yes, you see the design work, but not the actual functionality.
I hear some sadness in your. Is there some sadness?
It's nice to be in the shadows. Don't need to be exposed too much.
Sorry, I mistook the sadness as like it's not sadness, it's villainy.
Okay.
How many projects are you involved in at any given time? Average.
Average, same time, 4 or 5.
4 or 5 projects all at the same time.
Yeah, so 1 or 2 in active development, the other kind of support.
So he's also known as the juggler. Okay, here's an interesting one. If I was a customer and a client, and you wanted to make your work more effective and efficient, that database backend part, before everything actually goes into the cadence of code, what would you give me as advice? This is serious, like proper advice, so that it helps people watching, in terms of what do I need to bring to you so that I make that part of the work easier. Now, remember, I am not techie or logical. I am just a person with an idea. So talk to me in layman's terms as to what I actually need to prepare. Can you help me out?
Yeah, so if you have literally nothing more than idea, you will probably face a couple of workshops first before you even get to development team.
Yeah.
So
in these workshops, what gets covered that helps you do your thing?
the idea gets qualified and most of the requirements with it.
So the idea gets qualified, the requirements, when you say requirements, we're talking about?
Pretty much what the client wants to get. The client says, I want users to be able to log in and edit profile. So that's requirement, kind of.
So whatever the app would be able to do for each user has to be broken down and discussed and logged so that a better, clearer plan can be crafted. Okay, first app project I was ever exposed to, we were on the build side of it. I had no idea, because it's not the area, it's not my area back then. I had no idea that even like how the notifications look like have to be defined, what triggers it, and etc. And it's almost like it came as an afterthought, but in the end ended up costing the client more because of there's more work now to do, given that it's already been structured, built, designed, etc. So what we really want to do here is to square that away super early on so that it's clear for the likes of Ivan, then for the team that would actually code it and build it, for the team that will design it, and for the team that actually tests it for QA, features and function, because even they are affected if that is not made clear, because if we get to that point, they don't really know that we have to check that if it was never discussed at the beginning, and therefore it wasn't even built, you know? So it's almost like we're identifying parameters of a project so that we can get a clear lay of the land, or a clear, you know, the playing field is clear, how the game is played is clear, and how the rules are is clear.
Yep, ideally.
Ideally. Again, that's a perfect world scenario, which is...
Yeah, pretty much never happens.
Pretty much never happens, because again, It's all situational. It's all situational. But we try to mitigate that when we see it in front of us, and we, based on experience, we kind of recommend or advise a course of action that kind of helps that.
And the other thing is you build the system in such a way so it can be extended or modified. So when the customer decides he needs something else a couple of months later, we can just make it instead of rebuild the whole thing.
Do you have to do all of these things barefoot, or is it like, could you do it with footwear on, or?
Yeah, you can, but it's easier this way.
What is it? Do you feel like you're more grounded in the stuff that you're doing? You feel like you're closer to the code or the database that way?
No. It's just too hot with shoes. You regulate the temperature better this way.
Oh. Ivan's also a wellness expert, and he's talking to me about regulating temperature. It is a lifestyle choice.
Yeah.
Ivan, I know you're not very good at this, but I'm going to ask you to do it anyway. Can you leave a word of encouragement to the people wanting to understand our world and the people who want to build like tech projects?
Yeah, I guess just give it a try. If you fail, try again. If you fail again, find someone who knows how to do it and ask.
Very encouraging words, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
See you on the next episode. We'll leave you here, but I will say that the next episode you need to be excited about that too, because it's going to be another special guest, one that is not comfortable in camera as well, just like Ivan. That's what we like. That's what we want to do. See you on the next launch. Bye.
Yep. See you.
Bye.
See, I get the big one.
Yeah, you need it. Hey. Let me kiss you.
No, you don't do that.